Hello everyone, my name is David Carver,
And I'm Tobin Duby.
and this is...
Commercial Review.
I'll be talking about TV advertisements for cigarettes, mainly in the 50s and 60s because they were banned in America in 1970.
And I'll be guesting to talk about the anti-tobacco ads that sprung up a few decades later. From the presumptuous to the shocking to the subtle.
The first thing that I noticed when I was watching a lot of these older advertisements is how often the word taste shows up. Here's a selection of clips to show you what I'm talking about.
Well, after you've been making a lot of strenuous scenes, you like to sit back and enjoy a cool, mild, good-tasting cigarette. And that's just what Camels are.
I like that Raleigh taste. Oh, don't do that. Why not? The coupons. Save the Raleigh coupon.
And here's America's comic poet laureate, Ogden Nash.
If you ask me why I smoke and like Lucky's, I can only say that they taste better.
Once you get past how very much these commercials are a product of their time, you notice that in their style and their approach, they're very much like fast food or soft drink commercials today. They're only appealing to gut appetite. It doesn't take long to piece out that the real work for these companies is creating catchy jingles or visuals to make them stand out above their competitors, and not to convince any of their consumers that they should buy cigarettes. Because presumably everyone who's watching, now or eventually, is going to want a cigarette. In other words, these and other gut-based commercials can afford to be a little simplistic, since you don't need to be esoteric to sell something that just tastes good. As an aside, that's why the Chipotle Scarecrow advertisement is so fascinating, because they're trying to do a lot more than just make you hungry.
Just like early cigarette ads assumed that cigarettes would be an easy sell, early anti-tobacco ads assumed that their point was practically already made for them. But in their case, it led to shoddy commercial workmanship, like that 1,200 people a day flash mob, or talk to your kids campaigning. Now, those of you coming from an anti-tobacco viewpoint may be asking, what's shoddy about a commercial that straight up tells the facts about smoking? Well, this flash mob thing is really nothing more than an attention-getting gimmick for a fact that everyone already knows, which makes it annoying for viewers who thought they were going to see something new. Hey, what's this big crowd? Are they going to burst into song? Oh, lame. And the fundamental flaw in the Talk to Your Kids campaigns is they're not addressed to the user. They're addressed to the parents. Let's be honest. Aren't most of the kids who start smoking obedience challenged? The problems with these two kinds of ads reflect the same underlying reality. Namely,
cigarette users don't care about statistics. And we're living in an era when no one can claim ignorance about the health risks of smoking. When you line up tobacco and anti-tobacco ads, most of the time you admit that the tobacco advertisements are better, or at least more fun. Part of this comes from the addictive nature of cigarette smoking, so no points for the advertisers there. But another part is the elevation of smoking to stylistic behavior, which is a testament to how cleverly cigarette companies approached branding in the last century. When we see a mustachioed star of the silver screen in 1930s Hollywood smoking a cigarette, we tend to mistakenly lump him together with some chain-smoking anti-hero of the 70s or 80s, as if both are countercultural. But, as we can see from those 50s and 60s ads, cigarettes didn't become countercultural until well after the 1930s. And when they did make that switch, they were not only able to appeal to the darker, more rebellious elements of counterculture, but also, like in these Stuyvesant commercials from the 80s, they were able to appeal to a brighter, fun, active, youthful element that enjoyed going on plane rides and, I guess, getting really close to taking off swimsuits.
Cigarette advertisements had to appeal to images because the facts would never support their side. And anti-tobacco ads would make the same choice when they realized facts didn't work.
I love these little facts. Well, you know, smoking takes 10 years off your life. Well, it's the 10 worst years, isn't it, folks? It's the ones at the end.
This generation of anti-tobacco ads had stopped trying to inform and started trying to disgust. Some of the earliest would show scenes of cigarette-smoking people having fun, giving way to a grotesque patient in a cancer ward. Using disgust instead of information was definitely the right tactic. But even so, these commercials feel a little too easy, assaulting the viewer's senses so hard it almost feels manipulative. But over time, they evolved into a subtler kind of disgust, showing us spineless teenagers getting kicked around by a cigarette-sized bully, or attractive young people paying for their smokes with pulled-off body parts.
See you again.
This kind of ad seems like it'd be really effective. But what's interesting is the things that haven't yet received the disgust treatment. And I'm not talking about domestic violence because that's been done. I'm talking about certain products for which you'd think you'd be seeing disgust-based disadvertising by now. in particular,
fast food advertisements. And by fast food, I mean everything from burger joints to soft drinks to candy bars. Like cigarettes, these are also products that can have long-term adverse consequences, but their users are just like cigarette users because they don't care about the facts, they care about how it feels. So if anti-fast food commercials wanted to be successful, they'd have to do the same thing that anti-tobacco commercials have done, which is be disgusting. However, we're probably not going to see those kinds of commercials on a wide scale anytime soon. Despite the best efforts of a Michelle Obama or Jamie Oliver to change the conversation, the fast food industry is nowhere near weak or unpopular enough for the federal government to be able to ban TV advertisements about Big Macs.
the thing is, disgusting anti-fast food ads would be really easy to make. You could show a sped-up montage of everything that happens to fast food meat, from the time it's alive to the time it's in your mouth. That tooth this kid pulled out? You could show a time-lapse of it rotting in soda. You could show a time-lapse of a burger sitting in a field, remaining untouched while seasons change and houses collapse behind it as the natural cycle of life and death passes it by. Or you could show what it'd be like if they made your order from scratch. Just mix in chemicals and byproducts while you wait. You want fries with that?
Well, my appetite just got mugged in a dark alley. Feel like I need to wash my mouth out and eat some quinoa. In the meantime,
Check out some of our previous videos, over there somewhere. David made them, I edited them.
share our video, like us, subscribe,
Let us know in the comments what kind of ads you'd like to see next time.
and we'll see y'all later.
Winston gives you real flavorful, rich tobacco flavor. Winston's easy drawing too. The filter lets the flavor through. Winston tastes good like a cigarette chew.